Chapter 7 The Science Academy Stabbing. As Arilla opened her eyes, she found herself strapped to a bed. She was in a strange medical ward, unlike any medical room she had ever visited. Since her job was to clean and maintain the service drones, she had seen many medical wards, yet most of the science appliances in the room were new to her. Arilla felt dizzy, and she had a burning thirst. What had happened? Arilla remembered that she had passed out while in Sialiap's vehicle. Had he drugged her or used his psionic powers to knock her out? Arilla knew one thing. Her thirst was killing her. "Water! I need water!" Arilla wheezed. An electric airlock opened and Sialiap entered the room. He smirked towards Arilla and spoke.
"Welcome to my private laboratory at the Rhodesian Science Academy. I hope you are enjoying my hospitality."
"Water! Give me water!" Arilla gasped.
"Oh, but I cannot serve an ungrateful servant. That would be below my standing," Sialiap taunted.
"Please, I'm begging you. May I have some water?" Arilla whispered.
"That's better. I guess I need to ascertain your survival by providing water,"
Sialiap mocked as he fetched a large plastic bottle and poured water into Arilla's mouth. At the end of the waterboarding, Arilla vomited and whispered, "Why are you doing this? Why did you abduct me?"
"I didn't abduct you. I used my legal right to detain you as you are mentally unstable."
Sialiap taunted and showed Arilla a 3D hologram of a document.
"The Rhodesian Family Court gives Sialiap Sandrom the right to detain Arilla Kiran to protect his unborn child from coming into harm's way. Supervisor Nimbin Sarankan confirms that Miss Kiran is mentally unstable and that she tried to conceal her pregnancy."
"But it's not your child, so why are you doing this?" Arilla sobbed.
Sialiap slapped Arilla and exclaimed, "Because you've denied me my destiny. My mother, the Grand Seeress Ahana Anchalan, proclaimed with her dying breaths that you, a simple servant girl, would bear the chosen one. You'll give birth to the prodigal son that will help us shape the future of this galaxy. It was my destiny to father that son, but you stole my purpose from me."
Hearing Sialiap's confession, Arilla felt terrified. A vengeful lunatic had kidnapped her, and he had the legal right to treat her at his whims. She needed to get out of here and bring the issue to the magistrates. As much as Arilla feared deportation for her illegal procreation, that was a preferable outcome to whatever Sialiap had in mind. Sialiap smiled wickedly and spoke again.
"Now that you know why you are here, you might wonder what I plan to do."
Arilla nodded and looked at Sialiap in paralyzed terror, unable to get a word out.
"I thought you'd never ask. I took the freedom to sample the DNA of your unborn child. The computer predicts that he will have the following physical appearance,"
Sialiap said, smirked, and pressed a switch on his hologram watch. A hologram appeared in the room, showing a beautiful baby boy. The hologram showed the baby growing and reached into adulthood while maintaining a perfect life. He was the most attractive and perfectly symmetrical being Arilla had ever seen. "Is that the future appearance of my beautiful baby?" Arilla said and wept tears of gratefulness while forgetting about her precarious situation.
"Well, he was. But the baby these holograms depict will never come to pass," Sialiap stated.
"Are you going to kill my baby?"
Arilla shrieked and tried to break free from the straps. "I'm not going to kill him. I'm going to change him. Every time you look at your child, you'll remember the terrible cost of betrayal. Behold what your son will look like after I alter his DNA."
Sialiap exclaimed and pressed his watch again. A hologram of a hideous creature appeared in the room. The creature was more beastly-like and mean-spirited than a good-looking Zetan. It had a lizard-like skin, sharp fangs and claws, and glowing purple eyes.
"Ah! You must be bluffing. That thing isn't even Zetan," Arilla said. "You shall see, Arilla, you shall see,"
Sialiap said and took out a scalpel. With the scalpel, he started cutting up Arila's stomach. She screamed in agony until she passed out from the excruciating pain. As her stomach was cut open, Zetan took out a prototype DNA-modifying device, used it on the fetus, and then closed the wound back. It was time to push the boundaries of science and nature. As Kaylo woke up from his confrontation with Zetan, he knew where he needed to go. He needed to tell Zelenko that Zetan had abducted Arila. Kaylo had no chance against the wicked scholar on his own, so getting the mayor's son on his side was the only way to save his sister. Kaylo ran to the boat shed. The wedding festivities were in full swing on Manson Island, but he needed to crash the party. As Kaylo got seated in a rowing boat, he felt dizzy and noticed that blood was free-flowing from his nose. He needed to seek medical attention, but his sister needed him more. Kaylo rowed the boat as quickly as he could, and a short while later he stumbled onto Manson Island. Kaylo rushed to the center stage. Everything was blurry due to his concussion, and there was only one way to find Zelenko. He needed to address him via the microphone. Kaylo rushed onto the scene and spoke into a microphone. "Zelenko Siblaxom, I need to speak to you about Arila. It is urgent." Having said this, Kaylo collapsed and passed out. "Who struck you with a psionic blast? And why are you here, servant?" As Kaylo opened his eyes, he was in the first aid room on Manson Island, and Zelenko was holding onto his head. Kaylo took a breath and noticed that his nose was clear of blood. It was a miracle. Zelenko released his grip on Kaylo's head and shouted, "Answer me, Kaylo. Why are you here? I don't appreciate when people crash my wedding and cause a scene." Zetan knocked me out, and when I woke up, him and my sister were gone," Kaylo revealed. "Wait, who is this young man, and why should we care about his sister?" Shawana interjected. Zelenko looked at his newlywed pregnant wife. It wasn't ideal that he hadn't told her about Arila, but this forced his hand. "I engaged in intercourse with Kaylo's sister. She is now pregnant with my child and a prisoner of my rival, Zetan," Zelenko stated. "Are you joking? Why are you telling me this on our wedding night?" Shawana exclaimed in shock. "I don't have time to explain, as it is important that I stop Zetan from kidnapping the mother of my future child. Keep calm, and I'll be back in no time." Shawana stared at Zelenko, but she didn't say anything. Zelenko turned to Kaylo and spoke. "Kaylo, since you ruined my wedding day, I hope you're willing to help me save your sister." Kaylo nodded, and the two men hurried to leave the island.
The DNA enhancement was a success. Please, let me show you to your room,
Zetan said and smirked as he unstrapped Arila from the operation table.
"Fuck you, Zetan!"
Arila cried in terror.
"What did I tell you about manners?"
Zetan said and blasted Arila with a mental blast that jumbled her mind and made her unable to respond.
"Let my sister go, asshole!"
Zetan went into a burst of sinister laughter as he spotted Kaylo.
"That foolish brat! He must be so stupid to come here,"
Zetan thought and replied.
"Unfortunately, I cannot let her go, as I'm her custodian under Rhodesian court orders."
"I don't care about court orders. Arila told me everything. You are not the father of her unborn child. Zelenko is," Kaylo exclaimed.
"Very well, I guess it's time for you to die,"
Zetan stated and sent a lethal psionic blast towards Kaylo. Fizz! Zetan looked surprised as the blast dissipated against a protective barrier surrounding Kaylo. Zelenko entered the room and exclaimed, "Let her go. It is over."
"Look who ran away from his wedding night to steal a woman in my ward. Arila is mine. I have a court order,"
Zetan taunted. "That court order is based on a pretense. She's not carrying your child," Zelenko replied.
"If you say so, I guess I'll see you in court. It would be a shame if she were to die before that, wouldn't it?"
Zetan taunted. "No, I will kill you for this," Zelenko exclaimed and sent an uncontrolled psionic burst towards Zetan. Zetan had better focus, and he deflected Zelenko's blast. He swatted Kalo like a fly and knocked him out by blasting him into a wall. Then he turned to Zelenko and overpowered him with his superior telekinetic power. As Zelenko lay subdued on the ground, unable to move, Zetan taunted.
Such a shame that you came here. Now I must kill you in self-defense.
Zetan was about to blast Zelenko out of existence when excruciating pain struck him in his back, and he coughed out silvery blue fresh blood. He turned around and faced Arila, who said, "How about this for manners, you punk?" Having said this, she slit his throat, thus ending the life of the villainous scholar.